Up for the Newcastle Knights, we have Kalen Ponga. Now 9 career tries, 6 this year, and an appearance at Origin. He was definitely the best player this year for the Newcastle Knights, in my opinion, and he's a big talent to the game. For the Parramatta Eels, I've gone with Nathan Brown. I think he's been a really good player all year. It's a shame we lost him towards the end of the year, but he's definitely put in his A game. I mean, a few of our forwards have, including Alvaro, but I think Brown really stepped up. And in a way, he led the team out of some losses. So, yeah, Nathan Brown. For the Manly Sea Eagles, I've gone with none other than Marty Tapau. Now, no tries to Marty Tapau in this season. However, Marty Tapau had 71 offloads, which is an incredible number, and I believe he was tied with Andrew Fafita. But he's been a really good player for Manly, and he definitely stepped up as a forward throughout the 2018 season with those offloads. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, I was almost going to go with Remus Smith. Prop to him, he's been a great player, but I'm going to go with Lachlan Lewis. He's learnt this from his grandson. He knew how to throw the ball around all season. He played, I believe, 9 or 10 games this year, but he'll be back next year. I believe he's on a contract, but he's been a really good player. And his debut try on his birthday, along with that field goal win over the Warriors, was just a magical moment for Lachlan Lewis. For the Penrith Panthers, I've gone with Viliami Kikau. This player all season has amazed me. He managed to 44 offloads. I think it was 44, maybe 41. But he has been a star player. He's led the Panthers to some shocking wins, and they were known as a comeback team thanks to him. I believe he scored 5 tries himself this season, but what a star player he's been, and as a forward, he's been able to push through, make these line breaks, offload the ball to Wonga Blake or Waitani Selesniak, and what a player he's been for Penrith. He is an amazing player. For the Canberra Raiders, I've gone with the big winger, Jordan Rapana. I think he's had a really great season. He's managed to go through players just like Taumalolo does most years at the Cowboys. Jordan Rapana has had a really good year. 10 tries this year. Just been a really standout player for the team. And that moment where he got his shirt ripped off by Penrith was unforgettable to watch. But he, in my opinion, has been the Canberra Raiders' best player of 2018. I want to give props to Gavin Cooper. Gavin Cooper has been a really great player this season. But I have to give this one to Jonathan Thurston. Gavin Cooper was a good forward, but Jonathan Thurston managed to get 23 tries this year, which is absolutely incredible. And I can't explain how the Cowboys finished where they did after this result. In JT's last year of football, he managed to score, I think it was 3 tries this year. It wasn't too many, but he had a really a good motivation about him in his final year, and he played really well up until those final moments. So, yeah, we'll miss you, JT. For the Rabbitohs, with 2,000 running metres and 1,065 tackles made, I'm going to have to go with the hooker, Damien Cooke. He's been a star this season coming out of Origin. He's just been on fire. He's been one of the best players for the Rabbitohs, and in my opinion, the best of the year. So props to Damien Cooke. What a player he's been. For the Melbourne Storm, I've gone with another winger. I was close to Cameron Smith with this one. I think he's been a great player all year, but I'm going to go with Suliasi Vunivalu. Vunivalu this year has really stepped up. He's scored 13 tries, I believe, which puts him in the top 10, I think, actually. He's been a really good player, and the way that he moves his body to get the ball down, crossing that line, is just phenomenal to watch sometimes. It's been phenomenal for years, but I think he's one of the best wingers in the comp personally. He's a great player. For the West Tigers, I've gone with Luke Brooks. Every time I watched a West Tigers game and the opposition had the ball, they were courting goals, and it was always Luke Brooks making that tackle. Now, I know his tackle efficiency isn't that high. I think it's 70%, but he's been a really good player all year, and that's why I think he's my pick for the West Tigers. For the Dragons, I've gone with the young halfback, Matt Dufty. I think Matt Dufty has had a really great season. He went a bit sloppy towards the end, but so did the Dragons, so I don't think he's to blame for this at all. He had over 3,000 running metres and 13 tries. I think Matt Dufty's a great player, and I do think we'll be seeing him in Origin soon. For the Roosters, with 13 tries and 86 goals, who else but Latrell Mitchell? Latrell Mitchell He's a good player. In my opinion, he can be a grubby player, but he's a really good player and he's had a good year for the Roosters. And he finished second just under Jermaine Asako with the top point scorer of the year. So props to him. And during that Origin period, he was on fire. He's a really good centre in this competition at the moment. In being the second highest try scorer of the year behind David Fusitu'a, I'm going to have to go with Valentine Holmes with 22 tries and a whopping 3,800 running metres. This kid is phenomenal. For Queensland in Origin, he was a really good player. That intercept try, the way he runs and the speed the player gets is amazing to watch. He's a great player, and props to Valentine Holmes. Heading off to the Cowboys, I believe, next year, but I don't know if that's confirmed. 15 tries and 2,500 running metres. For the Gold Coast Titans, I've gone with Anthony Don. Anthony Don has really improved his game in the last couple of years. He's been a great player, and watching him progress and on field for the Titans, he's a really big impact for the side, and I think he was the best player of the year. And some of those tries that he got for the Titans were just unforgettable. This guy made an absolute difference to the Brisbane Broncos side this year. 97 goals with an 85% conversion rate. What a player Jermaine Asako has been. 13 tries as well to top that off. He's definitely the Brisbane Broncos' best player for the season. But if I was going on the back half of the season, I'd have to go with Corey Oates. Corey Oates has been a phenomenal player. And in the match against the Dragons in round 25, he managed to score not 3, but 4 tries. And that is unforgettable. But I'm going to go for the season with Jermaine Asako. And last but certainly not least, with over 4,000 running metres, only 3 tries, but 4,000 running metres. I'm going to go with Roger TuivasaSheck for the New Zealand Warriors. Now, this isn't just for the team. This is one of my best players of the year. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying my best, but I think Roger TuivasaSheck is definitely in the top 3 or 5. He's been an outstanding player, and watching him get injured in that the final series that I went to against the Panthers was an upsetting thing, because he impacts and controls that Warriors side kind of like Nathan Brown does. But what a great player he's been. But these have been my best players from each team of the NRL in the 2018 season, and I'll see you guys in my next video.